Hello, everybody. Welcome to Amar's Game Chat. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I am Amar, and today we are watching the newest Indie World Showcase, which begins in less than a minute. I think it's gonna be a pretty exciting show. It's gonna be a 15-minute roughly show, so we'll see how many indies and how many cool games they have to show today. But I figure this will be a pretty cool watch. You know, we just got off the partner showcase from last week, so Nintendo has been doing showcases every single week. For the last couple of weeks, we had the Pokemon Presents. A couple weeks ago, we had the partner showcase, and now we have the Indie World. So it's starting. Let's get right into it. We have the new Indie World intro, which is very cool. I like the new Indie World intro. Oh, it's Midna the Hollower. They're opening straight with Midna the Hollower. That's very cool. I think someone said a couple of days ago when they announced this that this game was announced for a Halloween release date. So this will be the first time, not first time, but we're seeing it now. We're seeing it for the we're seeing a good chunk of it. And it looks very cool. Yep, Halloween available now, demo available right now.
Hello, everyone.
That's very cool.
And welcome to Indie World. I'm Ariko.
And I'm Tyler. We're back to
Hello, Ariko and Tyler.
Indies coming to the Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch
All right.
systems.
Switch 2 and Switch.
Nintendo Switch, indie games have brought us fresh perspectives, unique styles, and taken us on unforgettable adventures.
All right.
The support of these independent developers means there's something to play for everyone. We can't
That's
wait
true.
To discover
That's true.
What new experiences, talented
I think indies are very important,
bringing to both
especially for the Switch and the Switch 2. So very excited to see what they have to show off today. I don't know what this one is, but it does seem like it's a pretty big indie world. Indie based on what they were talking about, with the games that has, or at least from this studio already. So it look very cool though. It's like an adventure exploration game of some, to a certain extent, which is very, very cool, very awesome. Well Dweller from 2026. Cold Blood Incorporated. Neverway. Okay, Neverway.
A gente também notou como que usar contraste deixa a experiência muito mais fortes. Uma cena de terror, por exemplo, é muito mais impactante logo depois de algo acolhedor.
That's true. I never thought about that. Never thought about how you have to balance those scenes in games and movies. That's very interesting.
Sounds intriguing. Tell me more.
It sounded intriguing to Fiona too, who hopes to survive this unusual set of circumstances in Neverway, a nightmarish life sim RPG co-created by the pixel artist of Celeste, with an original soundtrack from the composer for Fez and Hyperlight Drifter.
That's cool.
Nightmarish?
Don't worry, these circumstances come with a sword that Fiona uses to explore and fight through the Neverway, an alternate reality leaking into her own.
That sounds intense.
That does sound intense.
Along the way, she'll meet a variety of charming characters, each with their own unique routines and story to follow.
All right.
Befriend, romance.
This honestly looks like, I hope this game comes out soon, because I would love to play this game because it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty awesome.
Answer the call, persist through this deadly dimension, engage in fast-paced combat, and pay off your debt when Neverway descends on
2026, okay.
Next year.
Cold Blood and published by Outer Sloth, which is very cool. This was very interesting. It's like we usually see a couple of these games like Indie Worlds, like a open world exploration type of game. It looked very interesting though. It looks like I guess more the thing I like instantly go to is something like Shadow of the Colossus or
From
The
the
Last
publisher of
Guardian.
Firewatch comes
Ooh,
Hurdling, a new
Publisher of
adventure from the
Firewatch.
creators of the acclaimed Far series.
All
In
right.
this tale of beauty and companionship, guide a herd of mysterious creatures into the mountains and beyond.
The journey
Okay.
will be challenging but breathtaking.
Herdling.
As you traverse fog-wreathed forests, forgotten valleys, and snowy plateaus.
As you cross these
That's
diverse
cool.
biomes, discover more of the fabled beasts known as calicorns
Mm-hmm.
and add them to your herd.
You'll also encounter
Calicorns.
eerie dangers, formidable obstacles, and environmental puzzles as you climb higher and forge your way to the mystery at the summit.
Wield your
Whoa.
staff to guide the calicorns and join their
A mystery?
exhilarating
The summit.
stampedes.
Embark on a tale of
That looked
trust
like
and survival when Hurdling climbs onto
yeah, it
the
was made out of
Nintendo
books,
Switch
which is very
August
cool. So
21st.
August 21st, that's
Pre-orders begin
2 weeks
later
from now.
today
So
on Nintendo
Hurdling,
eShop.
very cool, very cool.
Window seat or aisle?
I don't know.
Window. Booth or table?
Booth. Lone wolf or life of the party?
Ooh,
Mm.
that's a tough one.
Well,
Interesting.
those are the types of decisions you'll have to make in this pleasant puzzle game where you organize groups
Is
of
this seat
people
taken?
according to their
All right.
preferences. You're in charge of who sits
With
where.
with Pokemon Friends being out now, this would be a great game for me to play because I've been having a lot of fun with Pokemon Friends.
Discover each
So
character's unique traits.
I like the type of games.
Relatable to the outlandish.
They're just they're simple, they're easy, and they're very fun to play.
These satisfying puzzles at your own pace.
Whoa.
Unlock fun new scenarios like bus rides, banquets, limo rides, and more. Sit back, relax, and find the perfect spot for everyone in. Is this seat
It's
taken?
just literally I was hoping to say later today.
Later today.
So that's very cool. Very cool.
Your favorite big
Little
city just got
kitty big
even
city.
bigger.
That's right.
Giving DLC for Little Kitty Big City.
is back with a free update. Chock full of
Free
brand new
update.
Opportunities for mischief.
Okay.
Use the cat customizer to give your kitty a fresh new look.
Mm.
Or even recreate your favorite fur ball.
Once you're looking meowvelous, head out into the city to explore new areas,
All
make
right.
new friends, and check in on some familiar faces.
That's
Get
cool.
your paws dirty as you learn skills.
I don't think
from
I never
your
got
pals.
that far
Or
into Little
strut
Kitty
your
Big
stuff
City,
with
but
the fanciest
it was very
feline
fun. Very
celebrity
fun
in
play.
the
I think
whole
with this new
wide
update,
city.
I
With the
may
catwalk
try
on
to
the
go
map, it's a good
and
thing you
revisit
can
it
also
for a little
unlock
bit.
Additional camera mode features to capture it all.
Ooh.
Say cheese.
That's not
Whoa.
a cat pun.
You gotta be kidding me.
The Little Kitty Big City
Later this year,
free
okay.
picture perfect update launches on Nintendo Switch this year.
We hope you're looking forward to the Nintendo Switch games you just saw.
Next up, let's take a look at some indies bound for Nintendo
Oh.
Switch 2.
Hey, we're back.
Back and under attack.
Oh, it's Phasmatopia, and this is not Phasmatopia. This is
Put on a brave face.
All right.
Squad up with your friends.
This is
and
the
hop
other
into
one.
the diving
This isn't
bell
Peak.
as you
This
try
is
to go viral in the online co-op horror game. Content warning.
content
Grab
warning.
your camera, courage,
That's
and
interesting.
first items for some shenanigans
All right.
down in the depths of the old world.
Film as many happenings as possible before you run out of breath,
Wow.
batteries, or buddies.
As long
I
as
watched
one of you
one or
makes
two
it
videos
out
of this and it looked pretty
you can
fun.
upload your
So
footage to SpookTube, grab some
I think
popcorn,
it's very cool
and
that
watch
they're
the
bringing
videos
it.
with
I'm assuming
friends.
this is coming to all
3
consoles and not
days to
just
hit your view
the
quota.
Switch 2.
More
Maybe not
eyeballs
the
equal
Switch
more
because
moolah.
this says bound for the
And the more
Switch
ad
2, but
revenue you can generate,
I think it's
the
coming
better
probably
gear
like
you can acquire
PlayStation
for
and
your
stuff.
next
But
win. What
it
could
looks very cool.
possibly go wrong?
Looks like a very cool
Fame
game.
and misfortune await in
I'm guessing it's probably gonna release today. Available 2026.
Nintendo Switch
Okay.
2 and Nintendo Switch next
Oh, it's
year.
coming to Nintendo Switch too. Like both of them.
Hi, I'm Kenny Sun, and today I'm excited to share Ball Pit. It's an action roguelite that uses elements inspired by some of my favorite games, like
Mm.
Pull Down, Vampire Survivors, and Loop Hero. I'm working with an amazing team of artists who have brought the world to life with a beautiful low polypixel art style, as well
He's
as
got an
composer
apple on
Ace
his
Riley,
head.
whose pulse-pounding soundtrack locks you into the rhythm of the action. We can't wait to share with you all.
Time to have a ball in the brand new survival roguelike, Ball Pit.
In the ruins of old Balbalon, you'll battle through
This looks cool.
auto-scrolling
This
levels
looks-
with brick-breaking style attacks using a bevy of balls
Mm.
that bounce around the battlefield. Whew.
Actually, yeah,
Better
it is
ball
Brick
living.
Break.
There are over 60 randomized balls to equip and
Like
combine
it's
during your turn.
randomized.
Experiment with powerful and unexpected synergies.
All
to
right, that's
blast
very
your
cool.
way through the pit.
Collect resources as you progress to build out new Balbalon with over 70 distinct buildings, earning you additional power-ups, bonuses, characters, and more.
Each region of the pit offers its own special set of hazards, on top of swarms of increasingly challenging foes and mighty screen-filling bosses. This pit is packed.
Fortunately, you'll meet other treasure hunters along the way who can add their individual skills and upgradable powers to your arsenal.
All right, all right.
Experimentation and adaptation are crucial to the success of new Balbalon. So go out and create total chaos against the approaching hordes in Ball Pit.
Ball Pit.
Bouncing its way
Okay,
on
so it's
Nintendo
releasing
Switch 2
Nintendo Switch 2 this fall, and the Switch October
Nintendo
15th.
Switch October 15th.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon. Oh, so you're like building a like. I guess in multiplayer as well, because based on the characters. Yeah, you're building your own race course for different animal creatures, like a chicken, a sheep, an alligator, crocodile. 8-player mode. All right. Monkey. Cross-play, so yeah, cross-platform play. A horse. I think I just saw a horse. Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2. All right. Winter this year. All right.
スタジオスブラインドの渋谷です。
音楽担当とのぬです。
カイです。グレイシャドウは私のホームである北海道の豊かな
This
生
game,
態系や
Glacier
からインスピレーションを受けて生まれました。
音楽ではその世界に共鳴すべく声も多用して情景を描きました。
自然にインスパイアされた、それでいて JRPG 的なスパイスの効いたアクションゲームです。遠い未来の海に住む海鳥の
All
市
right.
場として
I'm excited to see what this game looks
展開
like.
する物語を楽しんでください。
65 million years in
Whoa.
the future, the Everwinter has encased Earth within a permanent layer of ice. But under the surface, a new chapter unfolds.
All right.
In Glacier, you play as a Twi, an evolved avian species descended from dinosaurs, endowed with the
Whoa.
abilities needed to protect the Everwinter oceans.
These stunning underwater
Mhm.
worlds are full of mysteries that are waiting to be explored and defended.
As you swim through these scenic vistas, you'll engage ferocious marine beasts in real-time combat.
All right.
Unleash melee and ranged attacks, along with special
So it's like
abilities
it's
to
like they said, it's like an
battle
action
foes.
Use
game
experience
that
gained from these
kind of
battles
like
to build
this
up
is a very
your
interesting
fleet
game. This is a game
and
that
various abilities to
I'm not really
protect
sure we've
Everwinter's
really
ultimate
ever
possession.
seen
Get
before.
ready
So
to soar the seas
this
as
looks
you
very
enter
awesome.
in Glacier, launching
Later this
timed
holiday.
console exclusive
And it's
on
a timed
Nintendo
console
Switch 2
exclusive
system
for the
this
Switch 2.
holiday.
That's very cool.
Before we go, let's check out a few more exciting indie games.
Ooh,
heading
a
to
few
Nintendo
more
Switch 2
exciting
and Nintendo
indie
Switch.
games. A few more exciting ones. Winterborough. Okay, I think we saw this last Indie World, which is very cool. I think this is very exciting. Undusted letters from the past. All right. You're cleaning different household items. Tiny bookshop. All right, all right. Very cool, very cool. I like the music. Caves of Quid or Quid. Strange antiquities. Opus Prism Peak. Interesting. Interesting. This is also a Switch 2 game. Go Go Town. Cult Games Prideful Sloth. It's like this is kind of like My Sims. It looks like kind of like my UFO 50 is available later today, so that's very cool confirmation. I know a lot of the predictions I saw did include UFO 50 as a release.
That's all for today's Indie World. We hope you enjoyed the games in today's showcase.
A big thank you, as always, to our indie community and partners for bringing their craft, adventures, and imaginations to players on Nintendo Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch.
Follow our
Okay.
official Indie World account to stay up to date on
I
the
think
latest
that's
news from
probably it.
Nintendo.
Sometimes, obviously, they have a surprise
Happy gaming!
closer, but I think that is probably it. Yes. Okay. So that was very cool indie world. You know, I think it had some pretty cool games. That I wasn't necessarily expecting. I didn't think Mid Another Hollower would be here. But obviously, I heard like a couple days ago that they said it was releasing in October, like on Halloween. So it does make sense that it's here. And it's really, I guess it's getting a demo today, which is very awesome. And then we got games like Well Dweller, which looks pretty cool. Available 2026. It is a Switch game, which looks very awesome, very awesome. And then we had games like the Little Kitty Big City update, and we had if I can remember the name, Neverway, which looks really awesome. I was really hoping this was well, obviously it makes sense why it wasn't a shadow drop today, because it's probably gonna be a bigger indie game, I feel. So they want to give it some time to shine, not make it like just a shadow drop, which is perfectly fine. We got Hurdling, which is very cool. Again, a game that I think I would play. Maybe not like too much, but it still looks very cool. And so I think it's a very cool concept. You're obviously there. You could just explore the world, but you're also trying to have a different goal of hurting all these different animals. I think that's pretty awesome. And then we got this game. Can I take your? Is there a seat available? Or, let me get the right name. The right name here. Is this seat taken? Which is available right now, or later today? Probably now. You could probably go and download it on the eShop. At this moment, we got Little Kitty Big City update. We got content warning, which is very cool. This also looked very cool. I messed up. I could click the wrong button. The Ball X Pit, which looks really awesome. It's releasing this year, which is very cool. It's very, very like I like when games do this, where they take maybe an older concept that Brick Break is pretty old now, and they just apply it to a new thing. I think that's pretty awesome. And and it's got like different things where you can like build different locations. It's like different. It's like applying different genres and different ideas into one game. I think that's pretty cool. It's bringing a bunch of different game concepts together, which is really awesome. And then we have Ultimate Sheep Raccoon. I think that's the name of it. I think the name of it's Ultimate Sheep Raccoon. Okay. And that's Switch 2, Nintendo Switch. I believe winter this year, so that's very awesome. And then we got, I'm very interested in this game. Glacier looks, again, like I said, I'm very interested in it. It looks very cool. I think I'd probably need to see a little bit more of it. It does remind me a little bit of, it seems like a little bit more of an interactive version of Endless Ocean Luminous that we got last year. Obviously 2 different games. In Endless Ocean, you're basically just exploring and finding different species and different plant life, fauna and flora throughout the oceans. But this game, you're actually interacting with the animals and the fauna, and battling them as they, I guess, threaten the ecosystem to a certain extent, which is very awesome. We got threatening ecosystems is not awesome, but I think the concept's pretty cool, and the way the game looks really cool. And then we got games like UFO 50. We got Opus Prism Break, which looks very awesome. Got Go Go Town, which again looks like a little bit like My Sims. we didn't really get the My Sims collection that I thought we would get in the partner showcase last week. So maybe that's a good alternative. We'll have to see. And then obviously they closed on UFO 50, which looks really awesome. And I'm glad. I know a lot of people were probably really excited to see that here. So, but that is all that I think they have to show today, or that we have to show today. There is the Japanese Indie World's probably still going on right now because it was 5 minutes later. So let us go right to that and see what they show off there, just to see why it was 5 minutes longer. Maybe there's some other cooler indies. I mean, not cooler indies, but some cool indies there that we can see and talk about. So let's get right there. So you have to wait a little bit just because it hasn't ended yet, and they don't allow playback on the stream. So, but it does seem like they're closing on Glacier, which makes sense because it is, it is from a Japanese studio, so it makes sense to. And I think they said it was like based in Japan, like obviously like way in the future, but it does make sense why they would close on that now, just because this is a pretty big game, I feel. Um, and they're showing off a lot of footage of it, which again I think that makes sense. Glacier releasing, I believe that's 2026, and then I think that was it for the indie world. I think that's a very interesting closer, and it's always interesting just to go to like the other showcases and see what games they close on compared to what the other like the worldwide presentation closes on. Yeah, hopefully they have playback available like right after the stream ends. But either way, we can wait a little bit just to see. There's a couple of games I'm seeing here that we didn't necessarily see in the America's version of this showcase. So I'm very interested to see what those games are. But yeah, let's see if they offer playback by any means. Either or we can just wait a little bit. But yeah, very interested. Very interested. Yeah. Okay. So I think that I'm not really sure what's gonna like. I guess it makes sense not have playback, just so you can just tune in, and then not get spoiled for the rest of the show if you are a little late. But it does seem like maybe why it was much longer than the other showcases. It probably did have a couple of exclusive games, but I did do a deep dive into Glaciered. Wait, maybe not. I can go back. Let's see. Let us see videos. Okay, so they're re-uploading Glacier. Glacier only got 1 minute and 38 seconds, so maybe it wasn't that long. Yeah. Okay, so now we can. Interesting. They ended the stream pretty quickly, but so there's a game right there. Did it open on one? I guess not. Or maybe it did. Maybe it opened on. No, it didn't. It didn't open on Mid of the Hollower like the America's version did. So this is I think this is the game that looks like. Oh no, this is Wobbly Life. Interesting. I don't think we saw this in ours. It's very cool. Wobbly Life looks very awesome. It's very like a very fun game. I guess maybe they didn't have the racing game, so this is the alternative. It looks very cool. It looks like you're just exploring the world as your little Wobbly Life character, which is very, 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 very fun. I think very fun. We it just show them building a burger, which is very cool. 9,500. What, 10,000? Yeah, it looks really cool. And it has multiplayer, apparently. That kind of multiplayer reminded me. This might actually be available later. No, it's available on October 30th, 2025. So we got Mid of the Hollower on Halloween, and now we got Wobbly on the day before. Is this seat taken? We guys saw that. Again, I think I'm going to go and get this now because it looks very fun. Looks like a very fun puzzle game. Burrowed, which we didn't really see a deep dive into Burrowed on ours, so but I think it's very cool that they gave it a deep dive. Maybe it gets a release date here. I doubt it. But yeah, so still 2025. What is this? I mean, I don't think I would be able to. Yeah, but the music looks really cool. I mean, it sounds really cool. It's like a puzzle game where you're connecting. Oh, interesting. It's your. It's like you're placing different Japanese symbols and letters, and then like you're. It looks pretty awesome. It's like a puzzle game, obviously, but it looks really cool. It looks really interesting. Okay, that was actually very cool. This may be Opus. Another interesting looking game. 5-minute lab. Toji Productions. Okay, so now this is like the. It's showing a little bit more footage of it, but the one where you're cleaning the different household items. Interesting though. I mean, I don't really, I can't. But it does look really cool. It does look awesome. Different. We're seeing the new footage of it, which looks really cool. I guess it obviously. I mean, it's interesting. I don't think we saw like that, like the different dialogue that would be in the game, which shows it's a little more. I think it has like a story to it, which I think it's very cool. I don't think I think it's releasing. Yeah, so October. So I don't think we had a range in ours, but they have a range here for theirs. Go-Go Town. So Go-Go Town is here as well. All right. Yeah, we got our little Go-Go Town that also shows up here, which is very awesome. I think this is the game made by the Celeste artist, which is very cool. Yeah, Neverway. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. This doesn't look that different from the trailer we got in ours, so very awesome. And then we got Plate Up, so maybe this is made by the same developer that made Overcooked, Team 17, I believe. September 25th, 2025, so a little over a month away on that one. Little Kitty Big City update. Ultimate Chicken Horse. So I guess they kind of went through the other games that kind of got like a big segment in ours, pretty fast. Like they kind of just went like straight through them. Though this is different. This one's different. Their spaceship crash. It's in the Switch 2 and Nintendo Switch game as well. Ooh. Has local wireless or wireless online. You can do. It's like a co-op game, which looks very cool, very fun. And obviously they restart. Oh, I guess they also they're like Captain Toad. I'm assuming they probably can't jump. I guess they can. I guess they can. I guess, I mean, obviously they're trying to figure out what. Oh, maybe. And then this character jumps and the other one grabs. Oh, see, that's cool. That's cool use of co-op. Yeah, and they have different perspectives, which is really awesome. You're gonna have to communicate what you're seeing on your screen compared to the other person's screen. Very awesome, very cool. Feels like a very fun co-op game. Maybe that's out later today. I don't know. I mean, I'll have to definitely look into that though. Ball X Pit, which we saw, which is, again, looks really cool. This might be the game that we saw. Yeah, Opus Prison Break. So we're definitely getting different looks at games, but we're also seeing a lot of the similar ones that we saw earlier in our presentation. So see, this isn't kind of the vibe I would have gotten from this game, from the trailer that we had. So I think it's very cool. This does look really cool though. Like this definitely would it be a game that I would play like when it releases. I believe it's winter this year, maybe 2026. Winter to this year, 2026. It does look, but again, it looks really, really awesome, really fun. So I'd be excited to play it. Definitely one of the games that I would want to put down as on a wish list if it was available on obviously, to be able to do that with it. But or I used to write down lists of the games that I would want from these smaller showcases like the Indie World and the partner showcases. So I would maybe I'll do that now. Yeah, so I think it's winter this year. And then I think they probably go into the Scissor Reel and then Exit 8, Nintendo Switch 2 edition, Pico Park 2. Exit 8 Nintendo Switch 2 edition, available August 29th. That's interesting. We got their feed, different Indie World games, different indie games. So UFO 50, Hurdling. So Demon School. We didn't really see anything of Demon School in our presentation. Content warning. Midnight the Hollowers. So I think they probably said the demo's available now here as well. And then they closed on Glaciered, which is very awesome. Which I mean, it doesn't seem. I think I just came too late into the stream, so it doesn't seem like, yeah. So it's very close to the same footage. Obviously, some more gameplay there, but that is it. It does look really cool. I'm glad that they had different games between the two because it's it does show off a bunch of new and different games. But that is all I really have for you all today. So I really enjoyed today's Indie World. It showed off a good amount of really awesome looking games. A lot of different not as many shadow drops as maybe we used to get, or we usually get in Indie Worlds. So, but we still got our little Is This He Taken game, which I think is gonna be really awesome to play. A little. It's like Pokemon Friends, where I think you probably pop in for maybe in 30 minutes every day and just do a couple puzzles. But yeah, that is, again, as we get to the Nintendo logo also on the Japanese stream. That is all I have for you all today. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all enjoyed the Indie World. And without further ado, I hope you all do make sure happy, because it rhymes with Generic Happy, my previous name, Generic Happy. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Indie World was awesome.